Whether you're an animator, a game developer, or running a printing business, 3D modeling is at the core of everything you do. It can easily eat up 50% of your entire project time. But now, with AI tools entering the scene, you can turn almost any image or idea into a 3D model in minutes. Sounds amazing, right? Well, not so fast. Here's the thing. AI can generate 3D models, but getting them production ready is a whole different story. Sometimes the polygon count is way off. You need a low poly model, and the AI gives you a mess. You need high detail, and it just can't keep up. And don't even get me started on textures. They look great on the surface, but the moment you drop them into your actual project, things start falling apart, literally. If any of that sounds familiar, you're in the right place. Today I'm going to show you Rodin Gen-2.5, and this thing is built specifically to fix every single problem I just mentioned. By the end of this video, what used to take you days, you'll be knocking it out in no time. Let's get into it. So what is Rodin Gen-2.5? In short, it's an AI 3D generation tool built around three things: higher geometry quality, more faithful textures, and faster batch generation. So instead of just listing features, let's actually use them. I'll build a real project and let each model show off something different. Here's the plan. I'm going to build a small sci-fi street market scene, the kind of thing you'd use for a game prototype or a quick animation shot. For that, I need 5 assets. 1. A few sci-fi blasters so I can explore a few weapon designs fast. 2. A detailed alien creature as my hero piece. 3. A branded vending machine, because textures and logos are where AI usually struggles. 4. A game-ready drone. And 5. A modular robot character. I've already gathered a reference image for each one. Some are concept art, some are just images I found that match the vibe I'm going for. Each of these is going to test a different part of Rodin, and at the end, they all go into Blender. So let's start generating. First up, a weapon prop. Now when you're designing a weapon for a game, you almost never nail it on the first try. You want to see a few directions before you commit. So this is the perfect spot to explore variants, fast. So I'm dropping in my reference image here, a sci-fi blaster. Now once the primary image is added, you can add more reference images, such as side view, back view, close up. However, I won't use them now. After uploading images, you will find some settings here. First, we have the bounding box control. This lets you define the proportional dimensions of the output mesh. Like, if you know this object needs to fit within a specific scale in your scene, you can set that here. Again, not critical for today, but it's a powerful feature for pipeline-specific work. Next, we have the voxel control net, and then the point cloud control net. These are advanced settings. We don't need them now. Alright, now come to the settings from here. You will find geometry presets here. You can select between micro, creative, symmetric, detailed, and soft. And if you want to enter a custom prompt, you can turn on the prompt option from here. However, I don't want to use the prompt or select any preset, so I will skip this time. Now, under the Generate button, you can change the Rodin version and set the quality. You've got options here: extreme low, low, medium, high, and extreme high. And here's how I think about these. Low is great for quick concepting. If you're iterating on a design and just want to see what something looks like in 3D, this is your go-to. It generates fast, and it's cheaper. Medium is kind of your sweet spot for most use cases. Game assets, portfolio work, things you're going to actually use. High is where it gets really impressive, and I want to come back to this in a minute because with a more complex model, the difference is genuinely striking. And extreme high is high quality but with an additional high-resolution texture pack baked in. Useful if you need that extra texture fidelity for things like cinematics or close-up renders. I'm setting the mode to extreme low. This is the fastest setting, built for quick drafts and rapid iteration, and it runs in about 4 seconds. But here's the smart part. Instead of generating just one blaster and hoping I like it, I'm turning on parallel batch generation and cranking it up to 10. So from that single reference image, Rodin gives me 10 variations at once. Now preview all of them and select the best one. If you want to try various versions, you can do it. I will go with this one. Okay, our model's base structure is set. Now we have to set some settings. If you think the model geometry is not right, you can change it from here and regenerate it from here. I think this is quite good. And now, I am going to share one of the most interesting features of the Rodin Gen-2.5 model. You can switch to the exploded bang view, and you can literally see the individual parts that the model generated and assembled. Now, click on the Generate button to create the bang view. Once the generation is completed, you can see the 3D preview here. This is really amazing. If you are satisfied with the result, click on the Confirm button. Now, we have to set the topology mode. Here, you will find 3 options. Smart Low Poly mode. If you are working for a big project, this is the best option for you. And after that, we have Triangle mode. And then the Quad mode gives you the clean, production-ready topology we talked about. Proper edge loops, quad dominant mesh, ready to rig or subdivide. Every time. After selecting the topology, click here. Now, it will take some time to create the topology. And here it is. You can see the result. Now, it looks like a very low poly topology. This is a good thing if we are building a huge game material or animation video. Okay, now let's talk about the material output, because this is a big deal with Gen 2.5. Here, you can see the images we uploaded as references. Now Rodin will create the material with this image. You can also upload a PBR material file if you have one. I will go with my images. Now, I am hitting the Confirm button, and here it is. The material is ready. You can see the preview from here. What you're looking at here is the 3D native PBR material system. That means the model isn't just painting a flat texture onto the mesh. It's generating actual physically based render maps. Albedo, metallic, roughness, normal map, all generated natively as part of the output. Alright, I'm happy with this. Let me go ahead and confirm. And there go the credits. And here it is. The model is ready. Now, we can download the model to our device or import to Blender, Maya, or other 3D software directly with extension. I will talk about them later. Now, if you want to go back and try another version, then click here, and you will be back to the geometry steps, and you will find all the versions here. You can select anyone and create the finished model. Okay, so we just created our first model in a few minutes. Now, move forward to the next model. Now for the complete opposite end of the spectrum, this one's my hero asset. It's going to sit close to the camera, so it actually has to hold up under scrutiny. And honestly, this is exactly where most AI 3D tools just give up. So I'm uploading my reference here. A detailed alien creature design with reptile skin, horns, the works. This time, I will upload multiple images of the character from various angles. This kind of reference, a face or creature with intricate surface detail, is exactly what Extreme High mode is built for. So this time, I'm switching all the way up to Extreme High. And because I want every little surface detail, I'm also turning on Micro mode. This is the setting designed to preserve high-frequency detail, skin pores, wrinkles, scales, that kind of thing. This is also where Rodin can push into that tens of millions polygon range. It takes a bit longer, around 80 seconds, but for a hero asset, that's nothing. And here it is, the model is ready. And it looks polished already. Let's set the geometry. As it's a character, I will enable the T-pose mode. Next, I will create Bang. This is amazing. It perfectly detects all the parts of the body. Okay, we are done. Now we have to set the number of polygons. Here, in the triangle mode, you can create over 10 million polygons inside a single model. It only works under extreme high quality. Again, I will go with quad mode with a high poly. Hit generate. And here it is. The model is ready. Let's see the wireframe mode. You can see the result. Although it's very high poly, it's polished. No messy polygons. This is perfect for a character. Now, let's generate the texture. And look at this. Let me zoom in. You can actually see the skin texture, the little ridges, the scales, and it's faithfully matching the reference I gave it. This isn't just a smooth blob with a creature silhouette. It's resolving real surface detail. That right there is the difference between a draft asset and something you'd actually put in front of the camera. Okay, Model 3. I am creating this vending machine. After uploading the images, I will select medium as the quality and set all other settings and then hit the generate button. Once the model is ready, set the geometry and then the polygons. As this is just a prop, I will select the Smart Low Poly from here and then hit the generate button. And here it is. The model is ready. And look at this. The polygon count is very low, but polished. This is the power of Smart Low Poly. Now let's create the texture. And here is the result. Rodin uses what they call a 3D native texture model. Basically, instead of just projecting that flat reference image onto the surface, the color and detail are generated with the actual geometry in mind. The promise is full 360-degree coverage. No blind spots, even on the parts the reference image never showed. Although the number of polygons is low, the native texture model gives us the best result. Model 4. Now I need something practical, a game-ready asset. So I'm dropping in a reference image of a compact surveillance drone. This time, I will go with high quality. And here it is. The model is ready. Let's create the bang mode. Once done, select the polygons. And here it is. Our model is ready. Now, we will create the texture. And here it is. The model is ready, and I like it. Okay, let's move forward to the last one, a modular robot. This time, I will go with high. And here it is. The model is ready. Now, I will use the bang to parts. With one click, it automatically splits the model into separate components: head, body, arms, legs. This is huge for animation, toy design, even 3D printing, because now every piece is its own object. And then there's local edit. Say I want to tweak just one part. I don't have to start over. I select the region I want, and Rodin only regenerates that area. Everything else stays exactly as it was. There, done. That kind of control is what actually makes this usable in a real iteration loop, instead of just rolling the dice over and over. Okay, now create the topology and then the materials, and we are done. Alright, 5 models, 5 different features. But here's the real test. None of this matters if it only looks good inside the generator. So let's bring everything into Blender. Now normally you'd export your file and manually import it into Blender, but Hyper 3D has a DCC bridge, a direct connection plugin, that lets you import your generated models straight into Blender without the manual export-import step. If you're going to be using this regularly, definitely set that up. It's a real time saver. I'll link to it in the description. Just install the plugin and then import the model within a single click. And they come in clean. Good start. Now, you can create the scene or animation with all the models. That's a full sci-fi street scene. Reference image, to generated model, to Blender, to a finished shot. And honestly, the bulk of the asset creation took minutes, not days. So if you want to try Rodin Gen 2.5 yourself, head over to the Hyper 3D website, register, and just start throwing your own reference images at it. If this was helpful, drop a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.